Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about transitional dressing. I always think transitional dressing is some of the hardest to get right just because it's neither here nor there. You know, it's not warm, it's not fully cold yet. So in today's video, I thought I'd share my 7 key wardrobe investment pieces that will help you nail transitional dressing. And these are all on the higher end, so I've made sure that not only will they be useful for the transitional season, but also see right through to autumn and winter as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this and let's get started. This video is kindly being part sponsored by Farfetch, who I have worked with a few times before now. If you're not familiar with Farfetch, I imagine most of you are, but if you're not familiar with them, they are an online luxury store that allows you to shop from boutiques all around the world. It is super cool. The stock selection is incredibly vast as well. There's always pages and pages for anything I'm searching for. I do have a discount code with them if you did want to shop any of my selections in this video. It is 10% off. I will pop the discount code on screen. It is for new customers and there are some T's and C's, so I will include all of those in the description section below. There are so many good things to shop, so much so that I do have a whole blog post with all of my picks because some of the items that I already own and love are now back in stock and included in the discount code. An example of this is my toy Lulu, which I know so many of you loved, but unfortunately this sold out really quickly in this color. So I will pop the link for that blog post if you wanted to check it out, as well as all the discount code details if you did want to shop that. So my first pick for a key transitional piece is always going to be a pair of statement shoes, and now I think is the perfect time to really kind of start using your statement accessories, just because we're not fully into winter yet, so you don't have to think too much into practicality and things getting ruined. And also coming off the back of summer, you know, as much as I do love my summer dresses, often when it gets really warm, I am dressing a lot for comfort and not thinking so much about statement accessories. So now that it is beginning to get a bit cooler, now is a great time to utilize a beautiful statement accessory. And I invested in a new pair, which I am so excited about because I have had my eye on these for a really long time. These are from Jimmy Choo, and as you can see, they're brand new, so I've not worn them. Come in the beautiful Jimmy Choo packaging. And inside are these stunning shoes, and they are just as beautiful in real life as they were online. I absolutely love them. They come in a few colors and different heel heights as well. I think I went for the fairly high heel in the beautiful nude color. It is a patent leather as well, so hopefully it will be quite hard wearing, and you have this incredible jewel effect strap. How stunning is that? They're actually surprisingly comfortable as well. Obviously they are a high heel, but I'm not always a fan of mules just because I always feel like they slip off my feet. But because the strap is a little bit higher up, they actually make for a much more comfortable wear. So I love that about them. And for me, I just thought these were so great. You know, you can dress up a pair of jeans if you want to really make a plain outfit pop, but you can also dress it up with a slip skirt, have some beautiful tones, just a really great shoe. And as I said, even if your outfit is incredibly simple, just adding something like this is instantly going to make it feel so much more special. I'm a firm believer when you do have very fancy pieces, not just to save them for special occasions. You know, the beauty of something like this is, yes, it can be used for your fanciest of occasion, but you can also really get that cost per wear down by teaming them with everyday essentials. My next key pick is a great suede accessory, and for me transitioning into the autumn season is all about adding more texture into my outfits. It's really where you can kind of play around with different textures and different materials and fabrics and really create a much richer look, and suede is just the perfect way to do that. And for me, I always find it's easier to incorporate suede into my look with a great accessory, whether that's a pair of boots or a handbag. I really don't think suede is as high maintenance as a lot of people think. As long as you take care of it, it can last you years and years. I have a pair of Stuart Weitzman boots in suede that I've had for I think 4 years now in suede, and they're still going strong and they look pretty much as good as new, even with a ton of wear. So as long as you take care of them, I do think it can be a very hard wearing fabric, and I just love the effect that the addition of texture can give to any outfit. My handbag here is in suede. It's a relatively new one from Saint Laurent and I absolutely love it. I'm also all about neutrals for the autumn and winter season, and this is just such a beautiful shade. This one is also back in stock because I know it sold out for a time, but this is now back in stock. You do have the beautiful gold hardware and it's such a stunning design. This is a great size as well because you can also just wear it on the shoulder and crossbody. But regardless of whether you go for this style or, you know, a different bag or shoe, suede is always such a great way to update your outfit and make it feel really fresh for the upcoming season with only a minimal change. My next pick is a sharp silhouette, and this can manifest itself in a few different ways, but my pick here is a great blazer with a sharp shoulder. Again, you can choose a few different ways to incorporate this, whether that's in, you know, another jacket, a piece of outerwear, even a sweater. But for me, you know, I'm always a big fan of blazers. I think it's such a great way to look instantly pulled together, and a blazer with a sharp shoulder is just an instant outfit boost, and it just has the effect of not only elevating your outfit, but I always think it helps elevate my mood and just helps me feel a little bit sharper that day. This one is from Set. This is one I bought last year and it's one of my favorite blazers I've ever owned. The cut is absolutely incredible. This is one they bring back year after year because it is so popular, and it's a fairly relaxed one in terms of the body fit. You do have a little bit of ruching on these sleeves, but the shoulder is just very, very subtly enhanced. So you do get that really great silhouette, but it's not too much. You know, you can get really exaggerated shoulders. I always feel like they can sometimes look a little bit dated quite quickly, whereas this one does give you that sharp silhouette, but it's not too much, so will hopefully be quite timeless as well. So for me, this is always a favorite. I love a sharp silhouette in general, but especially on something as easy as a blazer, it can really help lift your look with only minimal effort. My next pick is an accessory which I think is good all year round, but I do seem to get more use out of mine in the colder months, and that is the brooch. And this one is my Saint Laurent brooch. I also have a Chanel one, and I truly believe these are the unsung heroes of the accessory world, because even though, you know, they're not the most major of purchases, they're not the same level as a designer handbag or anything like that, but they really do pack a punch. And if you wanted something to update your wardrobe, and if you were feeling like, you know, your coat or your jacket was feeling a little bit tired but you didn't want to invest in a new one, this is such a great way to update it. And best of all is you can transfer it from outfit to outfit, and I've worn my brooches on everything from t-shirts to sweaters to blazers to coats. You know, they really are very versatile, and even if you have just a very simple, very plain outerwear piece, whether that's a coat or a jacket, you just pop this on and I think it instantly makes it look so much more fancy. So I'm a huge fan of these. They have re-released my Saint Laurent brooch. Now they have an absolutely beautiful rope design, but these really are timeless and something that, you know, you'll have in your wardrobe for years and years, and really something that you'll be able to get so much use out of if you commit to kind of experimenting with different outfits. Next up is a wardrobe item that isn't the most exciting, but in terms of usefulness, I don't think of a more useful and versatile item in my wardrobe. I have these in several colors and kind of different lengths, just because I don't know how I'd get dressed without them, especially in the colder months. They are that great. So it is the simple Crewneck sweater. Again, I have these in several colors with several lengths. I would say that if you're looking just to get one, especially if you want to invest in a nice one, I would always say to go for a mid-length one. I wouldn't go too long because then it becomes quite difficult to tuck them into skirts. I wouldn't go too short because then it becomes difficult to tuck them into jeans. So you really want a nice mid-length one. This one is from Theory and it is 100% cashmere, so it was more on the pricey side, but in terms of cost per wear, I more than get my money's worth out of these because I use them so much. You know, they're fantastic for teaming with a pencil skirt. You can also do a midi skirt. You can layer them over dresses as well, which is a really nice tip, especially if you want to get a little bit more use out of your summer dresses, want to wear them into autumn. Just popping a Crewneck sweater on top can be a really nice way of making something which used to be only summer appropriate more autumn appropriate as well. And then when you get fully into winter, then these are great with, you know, leggings over a tank, with jeans. Honestly, the use cases are just so many. I really rely on these. They're just so simple to dress up or down. I always like to go for a crew neck. I much prefer these over a v-neck just because I think they look a lot better layered. So if you did want to pop them under a blazer or a coat, especially if you're wearing a scarf, I always think they just look a lot more cleaner than a v-neck. So I always go for crew necks, and regardless of whether you go for something as, you know, serious as a Theory cashmere one, or if you go a little bit cheaper, these are definitely definitely a worthwhile wardrobe investment, and especially for the transitional season, these are just so essential for me. My next pick are Pops of Colour accessories, and I'm not always someone that gets drawn to a lot of colour. Generally speaking, I like my neutrals a lot, but especially when it comes to the transitional season and the colder months, I always think adding certain colours to your wardrobe is such a beautiful way to update your look. One of my favourites are rich berry and burgundy tones, and I used to be so scared of red bags. I had one or two bad experiences where I just went for completely the wrong shade, and I kind of had it in my head that I just couldn't do red bags. But over the years, I've really learned the importance of finding the right shade and tone that works for you. And now I absolutely love burgundy and berry tones for autumn winter. I think there's no prettier way to update your look. I actually just got a new one, which is this stunning Saint Laurent puffer style in the mini. You guys may know how much I love the puffer line from Saint Laurent. I thought this was so beautiful. I didn't even know they did a mini version, but when I saw this, I thought it was so incredibly stunning. It does have the gold hardware with a leather strap, and other than that, it's exactly the same design. You have that great Saint Laurent logo right in the front, and then it just opens up with a button closure, and it's just an empty space in the middle with a zipped compartment and a card slot right on the other side. Very, very lightweight, the same gorgeous buttery leather as well. And I just thought this was so beautiful, especially in this gorgeous berry shade. This one is also included in the 10% off if you were interested in it, as are all of these items. But regardless of whether you go for something like this or another accessory, I do think pops of colour are such a beautiful way to update your look, especially in very classic kind of burgundy tones. Even if you wanted to go for a jewel green, you know, these colours never go out of fashion. They come back year after year, and they're a lovely way to update your look while still being very, very classic. And then finally, for my very last item, I have possibly my most classic pick of all, but it is the trench coat. I always think trench coats are such an essential item in anyone's wardrobe, and they are very common in London because it does rain so much here, but regardless if you live in a rainy climate or not, I think they're a great item to have in your wardrobe because they are so easy to bring back year after year, and they work very well for the transitional season, but you can also layer them up for autumn, going into winter as well. Not necessarily one I'd recommend if it gets very cold and you're going to want to switch out into a thicker coat, but certainly for the milder months, I think they are so incredibly useful, and they're also very, very chic as well. This one from Burberry, I think I've had for almost 2 years now. It is so incredibly great. It's just a very, very classic item, and you know, Burberry trenches are very classic indeed, but you can get trench coats from absolutely everywhere now. I would say to always pay attention to cut and fit though. A lot of trench coats can go more on the bulky side, so you're going to want to make sure that it is a slimmer cut just to avoid excess bulk, which will make you look bigger for absolutely no reason. So as long as you get a slimmer cut, I do think they can be incredibly flattering. You can pop this over a dress, but you can also layer it up with sweaters and scarves. They really are a great piece. Mine is just in, it's a very, very dark navy. It's almost black, but you can obviously get these in all kinds of different colors. I love wearing mine just open, but you can also belt it up with a scarf. Again, it's a really versatile piece and just something that you'll be able to wear for so many years. I have never regretted owning a Burberry trench. I have had a few in my time, and they're just the most classically beautiful and useful items in your wardrobe. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I will include links to everything I featured in the description section below, as well as the details for that discount code if you did want to check anything out. I will also leave the blog post with all of my picks as well. If you have any other questions for me, then leave me a comment down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.